What's up? This is Will from Fit for an Autopsy. Our new record, The Nothing That Is out October 25th worldwide. Check it out. Thanks.
Beautiful. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, man. Always happy to chat.
My pleasure too, brother. So, as you say, Fit for an Autopsy released your seventh studio album, The Nothing That Is, this Friday, October 25th. So, how are you feeling so close to it, mate? Is it going to be a relief to get it out? Is it going to be bittersweet?
Uh, Relief's a good word. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into this kind of stuff. So, um, release day is always nice because all the work's done. Everything's out there in the world for everyone to enjoy. And yeah, I mean it was a fun record to make. It wasn't really like wasn't too we kind of know what we want to do now. Morale's pretty high. Like we're all just excited about it. I think it's going to be a fun week and a fun cycle of touring for everybody.
So, tell us a bit more about the album from a musical point of view, mate, and what you were going for with it.
What was I going for? I mean, I don't know. I think it's the same thing I always go for, I guess, with Fit Records. It's sort of a reflection on how I feel about the world, and um, this record's no different in a sense from any of the previous ones on the place that it comes from. It probably just gets a little more frustrated from album to album, but the past few records, I feel like Fit's sort of really found itself, and we know we're very comfortable in our own skin now. We know what we want to do. We can play to our strengths and stuff, and we're just refining the thing that we think is ours. And a lot of this record came together very naturally because of that. We sort of have the confidence to write the songs that we like and listen to the stuff that listen back to what we want to hear and know, like, all right, if we like it, that's it, it's done. So it was kind of we're kind of in that zone this time. We're just having fun and making the music we want to make, making some good points in the process, and yeah, it's pretty much it.
Oh. And you've released the singles Hostage and Savior of None, Ashes of All. So, would you say overall they're a good sonic representation of what to expect?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a lot of tricks on this record. Obviously the band over the years has morphed into different things, and we take songs to different places, but I think there's a lot of variety on this album. So when we write records, we still make records to be listened to as records. So there will be plenty of curveballs still coming on the album for sure. Some more adventurous tunes and some stripped back stuff. Like there's a good range and influence from a lot of different areas of extreme music that I think you'll find on the album. So it's always hard to pick one or two songs to represent a record, I think, for us. So I always encourage people to give the whole thing a go.
Now, Hostage is actually the first song on the album too, mate, and she's an absolute banger. But in the modern age of music, how much thought still goes into the opening track of an album? Because a lot of people don't really listen to it in the order you said it these days.
I mean, we've like done it. We've had intros do different things. We've had stuff that kind of just goes right out the gate. The last record had more of like a longer winded sort of wind in style intro, which was really cool. And we were starting sets with it and it felt cool. This time for me, Hostage became the song because it kind of felt more like the bridge between the two records, like lyrically where that song had sort of landed, and even sonically it was like, you know, there's themes in that song about not being able to kind of escape your past or your future. And our last record was called "Oh, What the Future Holds," and it was like I kind of saw that song as like a connection, kind of following off the last record. So it felt cool as an opener in that sense. And I think musically it's also a cool bridge because it pulls from some of the stuff we had landed on the last record, and sort of is just a natural continuation. And plus, we all really like the song, so obviously having the lead off track be a good song is cool.
Sure. You sort of touched on this before, mate, but the press release says that nothing that is built to be listened to in its entirety in a single listen. I agree with you, bro. Like, I'd rather listen to an album like that. But like I said before, in the modern age where people just chuck on and press shuffle, like, people just don't get the full experience of albums anymore, do they?
I mean, it depends who you ask. I think the people who are real into our band are the people that I would prefer to make music for. Obviously, I think anybody wants to make music for people who get it. And so it's like it's for them. It's for us and it's for them. It's like this is how we want to. This is the type of record we want to make, and the people who are really into Fit will appreciate that we put albums together with that sort of attention and care and enjoy it. And then the guy who hits shuffle on Spotify, that's cool. That's what singles are for.
Yeah. And the Nothing That Is follows your 2022 album, What the Future Holds, which was also your highest charting release, mate. So was it tempting to rehash that winning formula, or was it important for the band to step things up a bit?
Um, nah, I don't think anybody cares. I mean, it's cool that the band is growing for sure. It's nice. Like we like that the shows are getting bigger and we're getting cool opportunities, but we don't follow a formula that requires us to be stuck in one place anyway. I think some of the stuff that was more memorable or broke out the band over time has been the stuff that was left field. So no, we're not like a numbers band. We've always been like a slow growing band that builds organic fans. We don't buy likes or plays or play any of those kind of games. It's just like we're able to have a career doing what we want, and I don't see that lane of commercial success really makes sense for a band like us and the style of music that we play. So it's like we're just figuring out how to be comfortable and sustainable doing what we do. So like if it sells more records, cool. If it sells the same amount, cool. If it sells less, it seems like it's still fine. No one really cares. But I think it's gonna sell more actually. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where we're at right now, but it's coming out this week, and we've been moving stuff, and it's streaming good, better than we have in the past. So it looks like everything's working out, which is exciting. But if it was if it was where we were last time or smaller, I'd still be happy. I'm still happy with the record, totally.
Yeah. Now you also produced Nothing That Is, mate. So what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of keeping that in house?
Um, it's a I'm very comfortable making my own music for sure, to the point where there's other producers and stuff that I respect and think do good work, but I wouldn't put them through recording me because I just know what I want. I know what I want the record to sound like. I know what the themes are. I know how I want the songs to feel, what the takeaway is. Like, I'm just happy to make my own records in that sense because it's like I'm not looking for something that isn't here. I don't think I would. I've tried to like bounce stuff off people before, like people who I respect, whose opinions I like back, and if they tell me something sucks, I should listen to them. So I've tried to like find a guy or two in the past, and then I'll get some feedback back and stuff, and I'll give it a fair shake. Like, all right, let me think about that. And in the end, I still kind of just do what I want anyway. So it's just, yeah, I mean, that's why I make music. It's like it's an outlet selfishly for me, and I could share that with other people. And if people like it, cool. But like, I don't actually think I'm built to be told not to do something with the art that I want to make. So yeah, I just struggle with finding anyone else but me to do it. And in that struggle, it's very creatively fulfilling, but it also puts a lot of pressure on me to get it all done. So, it comes with its own baggage. And I'm the problem solver that I have to be the problem solver all the time. But I like working through that. It's the part of making music that I like somehow still enjoy. So I'm happy. I'm happy in the role that I have with that.
I just say someone stumbled upon this interview, mate, and they're liking what they're hearing. Like, give us three songs that they can listen to from Fit for an Autopsy to introduce them to the band. They could be from anywhere in your career.
Um, that's cool. Anywhere, huh? What are we thinking? Well, I feel like Black Mammoth off of the Great Collapse was a cool moment for us. It was like, we had done some pretty socially aware songs in the past, and that one struck a chord more than anything we had done at that point for one reason or another. And it was sort of like the one that like kind of really helped accelerate the band, I feel. So, that's like an important song for Fit. So I think it was cool to it's cool as an introduction to the band for sure because I feel like that song probably got a lot of people into the band. So I'd say Black Mammoth would be one. Um, the song Far From Heaven off our last record would probably be two. That's sort of a bit of like a more pulled back groovy kind of song that has like some more melodic influences. And I think off this record, maybe I would pick a song like Red Horizon, which isn't quite out yet, but I'm really excited for people to hear that song. It's another like important song socially with a good message, sort of more of a commentary on some current events going on in the Middle East. And I think as an instrumental, it's one of my favorite songs I've ever put together. It covers a lot of you really want to see what the band is about. There's a lot of twists and turns in that song, and I feel like it's a really balanced in a cool way. So those would be my three.
Now, before we let you go, mate, I've started a new segment called Photobomb, where basically before I chat with you, I scour through the internet and I find some pictures from the band and just want to talk a little bit more about them. So I've
Okay,
I've found this one, mate. Like, is that a gig by the side of the highway?
that looks like Aftershock, which is a sick festival in Sacramento that Fit played. I want to say last year. I played it this year with Better Lovers, which is why I recognized that overpass. But I believe that is a show in Sacramento, California, and it's an awesome festival.
Is it right beside the highway?
Yeah, it's kind of in between. There's like a little park area and some overpasses that you kind of just walk around, I guess, to have a show.
Never get anything like that in Australia, like so close to a main road like that. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
And the other one I found was this one. You guys look very, very happy to be in amongst balloons there. What's going on?
That looks like the end of a European tour. I can tell by the misery of it's probably cold out because I see jackets and it looks like they're coming to the end of spending a winter in Europe. And I think that's what most people look like after that process. But yeah, I don't remember where they did the balloon shot. I know they were on tour with Die Art because I remember some of these balloon shots from them too. But I don't remember exactly where it was, but I know it was a funny bit. Everyone was taking balloon photos.
Very good, mate. All right, well, thanks very much for your time today, mate. Been a pleasure catching up with you. The new album, The Nothing That is out this Friday, October 25th, and it's an absolute fucking banger, mate. Congratulations, and hopefully we see you out in Australia one day soon.
Thank you. Yeah, man, I'll be there next year for sure. Not sure when, and I know Fitz making plans to get over there now. So hopefully soon we have some stuff announced.
All right, brother, enjoy the rest of your day and good luck with the album, bro.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you.